It's time for Baby and Toddler Instructions with host Blythe Lipman. Blythe is a nationally renowned infant and toddler expert who has over 30 years' experience helping moms and dads regain their sanity, teaching them how to survive, and giving them the confidence they need to be the best parents ever. From sleeping to crying to potty training to choosing a preschool and so much more. If you're a parent, Baby and Toddler Instructions is the show you've been looking for. Now here's your host, Blythe Lipman.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. I'm so happy you could all tune in to Baby and Toddler Instructions this morning because it's going to be a party. I'm so excited about today's show. And I don't know if you saw my video, but if you did, you would know all about the show. But anyway, I have to tell you all about it. I have three wonderful guests that will be with us in just a few minutes. They are Josephine Geraci from Paying It Forward, who has a show before mine, and it's terrific and wonderful, and you should all listen to it. And Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, who are also my radio hosts, my wonderful friends, and they have Military Mom Talk Radio. And, oh, gosh, Sandra, you're going to have to say what it is when we get you on. I can't. Powered Up with Linda Franklin. That's the other show. So I am going to talk to all my wonderful friends, the hosts, their moms. We are going to party because it's Halloween on Friday, and tomorrow is my birthday. Yippee! And you all know, those of you that know me know I love my birthday, so I'm throwing this out there. If you listen live and you call into the show during the hour and you sing happy birthday, and you don't have to sing the entire song, you will win a fabulous gift for me. So come on, chickens. The phone number out there is 877-864-4869. Call in and sing. And if you want to see the video, check out the front page of toginet.com, which is where we're broadcasting from. First, as usual, a weather report. It is beautiful here in Arizona. Top-down weather, sunshine, and lollipops. Well, I guess the lollipops will come on Friday on Halloween, but I want to wish everybody some wonderful fall weather. I love this time of year here. You know, I complain about the summer, although I didn't much this year. It wasn't too bad, even though it only got to like 108. I don't know. You know, it's humidity. You're either in the oven or the dishwasher. We're all hot in the summer. What can I say? So I hope everybody has wonderful weather, and I really hope that things straighten out in Hawaii with that hot lava flowing down into a town. It is so scary. I don't know if you've seen it on television, but I'll tell you what. I don't know what you do. It's amazing to see the pictures and pretty scary for the residents. So I hope it stops or whatever they can do to straighten it out. And there was one recall, which I put on my bestparentingadvice.com. It's already there on my recall page. I also have a recall page on babyinstructions.com, as well as lots of other things. And if you go to mybestparentingadvice.com and go to Blythe's Favorite Tips, I have some special Halloween tips that you really shouldn't miss if you're going to take your little ones trick-or-treating. But back to the recall. Toys R Us recalled the Just Like Home toy toaster set. The plastic toast under pressure can crack and break into small pieces, creating sharp edges and posing a choking hazard. All I can think of is a toddler taking this piece of toast and jumping up and down on it. It's plastic. Anyway, if you happen to have that toaster set, call the number for Toys R Us, take it back, get your credit, buy something else. So I also put the recalls up to date every week. And I do have to mention this. It's wonderful to get hand-me-downs if somebody loans you something, if you're having a new baby and you don't have to buy everything. But always check my recall list, and as well as cpsc.gov has all the recalls. You do not want to use something that's been recalled. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to finagle it. Just take it back. Call the number, get your credit, because safety is number one, and accidents happen in 2 seconds. So on that note, another quick reminder, daylight savings ends on Sunday, so everyone in the U.S., besides us in Arizona, sets their clock back an hour. Remember, spring ahead, fall back. But my show will always be 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 Eastern Time every Wednesday, so that will never change. It's just people that are in the Midwest, you know what? So daylight savings, Sunday night, set the clocks back an hour, and then it's going to be really dark, and let's hope we still have good weather. So let me welcome my guest. Josephine Geraci is from Paying It Forward. As I said, she has a wonderful show from 10 to 11 Eastern every Wednesday before me, and I just love her. She has a terrific product, too, called Glovies. With the scary Ebola outbreak, everybody should have these Glovies. Soup kitchens, the schools, maybe we should be wearing them in the house when we go to put gas in the car. So, Josephine, welcome. And I also have Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck from Military Mom Talk Radio. They both have children, and I can't wait to hear their stories. You need to listen to their shows. Military Mom Talk Radio, I believe, is on Mondays at 5. Is that right, Sandra, Robin?
Yes. 5 p.m. Eastern.
5 p.m. Eastern.
I don't know. I just show up.
Okay. And Sandra, do you remember if you're on this other show called Powered Up with Linda Franklin?
You think they would schedule them the same hour? Like one's at 2 o'clock on one day, the other one's at 3 o'clock, and then I get on the air and I announce the wrong show. So don't listen to me.
Well, Powered Up with Sandra and Linda Franklin is on Tuesdays at 6 p.m., and Sandra will be there. I guarantee you. Or somebody will be there.
Somebody will be there.
Anyway, these are all great shows. And we, as radio hosts, we have a blast doing our shows because I can say from my heart, I've met so many wonderful guests. Plus, I've met my wonderful friends, the radio host. And it's really interesting because a lot of us have never met in person. But we're such good friends, and we talk all the time. And we help each other with our shows, and we talk about our kids, and we share our tips. So I'm so excited to have the three of you on here because, I'm not proud to say, I am proud to say I love my birthday. My birthday's tomorrow. So I thought it would be a fun time to have all of us on the show and talk about moms and birthdays and, wherever we go. So why don't we start with being moms? What's the best part about being a mom? Does anybody, do you have one? Or maybe I should put a bad part.
I have one, Blythe. It's Josephine here. I have to say, being a mom of 3 active kids and running a business and doing a radio show, it can be very overwhelming at times. But, so often you think, gosh, do your kids really get what you're trying to teach them? And at the end of the night, because my oldest, CJ, is 12 and a half years old, he's kind of going through his little changes, if that's what we want to call it. And he's up at the junior high with the big boys and girls now. And at the end of the night, it is just so sweet when he turns to me and he says, Mom, I need a hug and I want you to know I love you so much. And it takes like the 12 and a half years of all the hard work. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. So I think that's the happiest, just hearing those words, I love you, from your children that are so appreciative. I think it's worth everything.
Sandra?
I'm sorry.
Robin, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Sam. One of the things that I have to say for you gals to look forward to is once your children are adults, for them to turn around and say, Mom, I remember when this happened, or I'll listen to the two of them talking, and they'll say, do you remember when Mom and Dad did this, or when Mom and Dad did that, or we got to do this? Those, I think, and sometimes it's hard to wait for those precious moments, those have to be some very special things for me.
I have to chime in here, Sandra, then you can tell us, because my children are also grown, and it gets better. And in our house, I would just help somebody with an article about why is it important to tell your children you love them, and should you use the words. And I have to say, my children are in their 30s, and we never end a phone conversation without saying I love you. And it is the nicest thing because it just stays with you. Sandra, what about you?
See, I realized I shouldn't be on the show because when you told me, what's the best part? I just think about, how funny, and I have a sick sense of humor, so I'm just going to preface that, but how funny kids are. I remember my kids, running around the kitchen in their socks because we have tile floors, seeing how fast they could slide. And I'm like, you guys, knock it off. You guys are going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt. You guys stop it. And they both like just fired right into the cabinet doors. And it was like a cartoon where they bounced back off the cabinets. They fell on their rear ends. You know, there were stars over their heads and they were just completely disoriented. It was so funny. Nobody got hurt, but it was the funniest thing I've ever seen because I just told them, little boys, slow down. You're going to get hurt. That just propelled them faster, you know, and so they were doing this big sock slide thing right into the kitchen cabinet doors. They were fine, which made it funny.
Well, the kids.
That's why I'm not on the show.
No, but they are funny. I'll tell you what. I watch these 2 kids once a month. I take them to school. Their dad's a chef, and I have to go to work very early because they do their inventory once a month. And they're 5 and 7 now, and I've been doing this for about a year. And every time I go, because I only do it once a month, these 2 kids this time were smacking each other in the head. And one was crying and the other one was crying. And all I could think of, I was driving them to school, and all I could think of was Al Roker's book, Don't Make Me Turn Around or Don't Make Me Stop This Car. And I looked at them. I said, do you need me to stop this car? And I'm not even the mother. And then said they wouldn't stop. So I'm so bad. I probably won't have a show after this. These kids are really nice kids. So I'm so bad they wouldn't stop it. So I turned the radio up as loud as I could. And they went, whoa. So it's funny. All the stages are funny. Also, the other thing, they don't like my car because my car is small. They're both still in booster seats, and it's hard to get these booster seats in the back, and it's hard to do the seatbelt, and they get in and they complain, I hate your car, and there's no room, and blah, blah, blah. And I looked at them, and I said, I know, I'm so sorry. It's only once a month. I know this car is a pain in the butt. You know what they got out of it? Oh, she said butt. Did you hear? She said butt. Oh, no, she said butt. And I went, oh, my gosh, I'm glad I didn't say anything else worse. But, you know, there's funny parts about being parents, and there's not so funny parts. And when you go, to somebody else's house like I do, it's just so much fun because it makes me remember, since my kids are in the 30s, I just remember saying, I'm putting my hand behind the seat, and whoever I find is going to get pinched if you guys don't knock it off. And they will, like Robin said, I'll hear them still talking about that, about how I pinched them, and I'll go, I did not. Anyway, well, I'm not pinching anybody now. We are going to have our break. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with more Help My Baby Came Without Instructions. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet. We'll be right back right after these.
The Woohoo Radio Network presents the Diva Download with Tracy and Tasha. If you think Diva is all about attitude and drama, think again. The Diva Download is the premier online radio program where girls of all ages, shapes, sizes, and colors get together to redefine what it means to be a diva so that all girls can discover their inner diva and develop a healthy sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Being a true diva means you're diverse, involved, value-driven, and active. That's today's diva. If you want to celebrate the girl in your life through education, encouragement, empowerment, and entertainment, join us every week on Tuesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and celebrate the essence of being a girl only here on the Woohoo Radio Network.
Martha Sanchez, the host of the Mommy to Mogul radio show, empowering women to build a successful business, invites you to join her on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At the ripe age of 5, she was already interpreting information in documents and instructions on forms for her immigrant parents. Now, through her experience and those of her guests, she provides you with valuable steps to empower you to reach financial independence. Martha A. Sanchez is a registered nurse with a Bachelor in Nursing and Masters of Business Business Administration. She's a business coach, speaker, author, and CEO of Moss International, LLC. Her diverse work experience brings you expertise in areas essential to customer service, social media, and budgeting. The Mommy to Mogul radio show furthers her personal mission of empowering women to help them build successful businesses so they can reach financial independence. Join Martha Sanchez, the host of the Mommy to Mogul radio show, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet, the hour for all moms with little ones to come for great advice, encouragement, and great ideas for all new parents. Now, back to the show with Blythe Lipman.
Well, welcome back. I am very excited. I have three wonderful guests today: Sandra, Beck, Josephine, Geraci, Robin Boyd. We're talking all about mom things. We're going to talk about birthdays, but I see the phone is ringing, and I put out there, if you call and sing happy birthday, you will win a fabulous gift from me, because I love giving gifts to other people on my birthday, and the birthday's tomorrow, but I do it ahead of time. What the heck? Anyway, we have the first caller. Hello, are you on there?
Yes.
Good morning. Oh, I know who this is.
Happy birthday to you. I'll stop it at that.
Yeah.
I don't want to break the airwaves.
This is one of my best friends, Maureen. And Casey, you don't need her contact information. I have it. Maureen, yay, you are the first one. You're getting something special, because I think that's great that you called and you sang. I think we should all give you a hand.
Well, I'm your biggest fan, Blythe. I love listening to your show. You have great tips. I love giving your books out as gifts. They're full of humor. They are full of great information, and you're the best.
Thank you, Maureen. And thanks for the birthday song. It was terrific. You have a great day.
Okay.
All right,
have a good one.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Say hi to Jeff. And I think we might have another singer. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Who is this? Can I ask her name?
This is Arlene. Are you having a good day?
I'm having a wonderful day. Are you going to sing it?
I am. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Blythe. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Yay!
I won't add the family part that we always sing.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Make sure you give Casey your information. And you have a wonderful
most definitely.
day. And that made my day.
Thank you.
I
You
love
too.
singers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, wow. What fun, girls. Let's keep tweeting. Singers are fun. So much
Singers
fun.
are really fun.
Let's talk about birthdays. Robin, do you have a favorite birthday memory with your kids or with yourself that you loved?
You know, we used to, it was one funny one. My son is born at the beginning of January, and being a little boy, of course, you have a whole bunch of little boys when they come over, as Sandra knows, but being in New England in the wintertime, it's very precarious. Well, the year that Robin Hood came out, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and he was so into the Robin Hood thing, and we decided because I always would do theme parties. And sure enough, it was a blizzard, and it was about 20 degrees below zero wind chill factor. I had this whole archery thing, this whole little track set up outside. We could not go out and play, unfortunately. So we had to, we made forts inside. We tore the house completely apart. The couch went upside down, and we had forts all over the place, and the little boys still had a wonderful time. So, I guess the whole reason for saying that is, sometimes being flexible about what is planned and what can happen is kind of part of the game.
You know what? It is part of the game, and you do have to be so flexible. And I bet he's talked about that forever. That's what you remember.
Gosh. Absolutely.
And don't they all remember like the bad stuff? Like if you yelled, remember when Mom yelled, or like this little family where the kids, I said the word they thought was so funny, a pain in the butt. I mean, they come back years later. You guys have young kids, and they'll start doing that, but they come back years later, and they still remember that. How about you, Sandra? What about a birthday memory?
I was trying to think of my own childhood birthday memories, and they were, kind of boring. They were just like a candle and a cake and, a couple presents. But when I think of my son this summer, he had a birthday party. And, when they get to be like preteens, he was 11 this summer. It's really hard because you don't know what to do for boys. They're in that, they're not, they're just at an awkward stage. And he said, Mom, just give me the invitations and I'll hand them out at school. And I'm thinking, oh, this is disaster. He's going to leave them in his backpack. They're going to be all crumpled up in the bottom. Nobody will ever get them. And we printed out 30. And I said, when we were printing them out, I said, well, Max, we can't have 30 kids. Mom, we're not going to have 30 kids. We're not going to have 30 kids. Well, at the end of the day, we had 22 11-year-olds RSVP. I had to call in other parents to help me to stay overnight to feed them. We were feeding them in shifts. It was like summer camp. And it was the greatest thing ever because we didn't have a theme. I didn't knock myself out. It was like a potluck. And as Robin said, all they did was, trash the house. They ran around like Indians, just like lunatics. They were kicking the soccer ball. It was like a drove of 11 and 10-year-olds after the soccer ball in the yard. And what was funny, it was the only birthday party in the world that cost me nothing because as the numbers grew, the parents were like, well, what can I bring? You're going to have a lot of kids. What can I bring? What can I do? So there were parents watching the pool, parents cooking, there were parents cleaning up, and I just enjoyed the party. So to me, that was the best party ever because I didn't have to do anything and I got to reap all the benefits.
That's perfect.
That is so funny. Josephine, what about you?
Well, I have to admit something to you, Blythe. One of my favorite songs on the face of the earth is the song Happy Birthday to Me. Blythe, ever since I was little, I can remember running up and down the stairs in my house in Staten Island. We had a big old Victorian house, and I used to run up and down the stairs singing Happy Birthday to Me. It was like the best day of the year. It's just a special day, and my mom would have this saying that every day is an ordinary day unless you make it special. And I think it also applies to birthdays. It's your one day out of the year that you can focus on you or on your children or whoever's birthday it really is. So I really do make a special effort to make birthdays memorable. And I'll tell you, the most memorable birthday party I've ever put on was actually for my son, CJ. And we had just moved into the neighborhood. We were here probably maybe a little over a year, and it was for his 3rd birthday. And I invited all of the little kids from the nursery school and from the library club, from all over the place. So I think I ended up with about 40 3-year-olds at the time.
Oh my gosh.
And I was so creative at the time. My mind was always going, and I went down to the fire department and I asked the fire department, is there any way you might possibly be able to come to my house? I'm having a fire engine birthday party for my son. And unbeknownst to everybody at my party, I had all these placemats custom made for everybody. I had the goodie bags, everything with like the fire engine, the whole thing. I live in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the parents were just as concerned as the children. They heard a fire engine coming full speed with the lights on and everything. And there the fire truck came up my driveway and they pulled out the hoses and the kids got to, turn on the hose and spray the water. And I have to tell you, the kids went nuts, and now 10 years later, they're still talking about my son's birthday party. So it's fun to be creative and make it super special.
And it's easy. Robin, you had something to add about party places.
Well, I do. I know we're getting closer to the break. We have a very small house, and most of the friends of my daughter at the time were also in somewhat small houses. And having a winter birthday was going to be a difficult thing for a girl who was turning 16, Emily's best friend at the time. And she says, Mom, can we rent a hall? And I said, oh, God, no, because they had, again, like Sandra was saying, when her son sent out 30 invitations, we probably were expecting about 40 or 50 kids. And I thought, 16-year-olds? No, there's nothing I can do to afford that. I can't help out on that. My daughter came up with the idea of renting a U-Haul truck. We rented a U-Haul truck, put it in our driveway, ran an extension cord out there. They decorated it with lights. They brought tables out there. They brought their boom boxes out there. We probably had 40 kids in and out of our yard in the course of about 3 hours. They had the best time out there. Wow. I didn't have to do a thing. And the U-Haul people, when I brought it back with 0.4 of a mile on the rental, had to have been the best thing. It was really, really fun. But that was probably the cheapest way to get a party place for a whole bunch of kids, and they thought it was awesome.
Wouldn't that be fun for an adult party?
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking, this is funny. I'm listening. I had a party for my daughter. I'm trying to think how old she was. And we had Trixie the Clown. And Trixie had a phone that rang in her pocket, and nobody thought it was funny. It's like, oh, no, what did I do? And we had another party where we had a karate instructor, and he brought boards, and everybody could break the boards, including me. That one was a hit. The Trixie with the phone, it was awful. The kids were running around the backyard screaming. They were hitting each other. Talk about having a bad party. That Trixie needed something besides a ringing phone. It just wasn't funny. But anyway, this is so much fun. We're going to have a commercial in just about a minute. And when we come back, I want to ask you how you teach your children to give back, because Thanksgiving will be here before we know it. And, you know, you have Paying It Forward every week, and you have such great guests, Josephine. We all have great guests, and we're so lucky to meet these wonderful people that we probably wouldn't meet, a lot of them, at least for me, without my great guests. And I am so happy that you're on the show today, because it's lots of fun. What's better than girlfriend time and birthdays? And we have to talk about Halloween. So when we come back, we'll talk about all of that. And here comes the music. So start dancing. I'm sorry it's not Happy Birthday. Casey, put on Happy Birthday.
We'll be right back with more help. For help, my baby came without instructions. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet. We'll be right back right after these. If you could live your life truly standing in a place of peace, joy, and abundance, wouldn't that make your heart soar? Now you can, with Lessons in Joyful Living, with your host, Kimberly Rinaldi, Mondays at noon Central. Kimberly Rinaldi, having created a highly successful coaching practice, now teaches Lessons in Joyful Living. She believes in empowering others, and that through it, you have the ability to break through any and all barriers, thus allowing you to reach your greatest potential and joyfully step into your life's purpose. What used to take weeks, months, or even years, she can now teach you in a matter of hours with her programs. For more on Kim and her show, go to her website, KimberlyRinaldi.com. That's RINALDI.com. Then join us for Lessons in Joyful Living with your host, Kimberly Rinaldi.
This is the TogiNet Radio Network, broadcasting quality programming to the world.
Hey kids, do you think you're creative? Do you want to be? Don't have enough time for your arts, crafts, and hobbies? Or do you just need a kick in the pants? Hi, I'm Mark Lipinski, the host of Creative Mojo with Mark Lipinski, right here on TogiNet Radio. Come on and join me every Wednesday afternoon for some creative inspiration and 2 of the fastest fun-filled hours of your week. Hey, need ideas? How about a little motivation and a lot of inspiration? Join the fun on Creative Mojo with me, Mark Lipinski. I'm here live every Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on TogiNet.com. Now what are you waiting for?
Welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet, the hour for all moms with little ones to come for great advice, encouragement, and great ideas for all new parents. Now, back to the show with Blythe Lipman.
Well, welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions. Today is a party. I have my 3 friends on my show, Sandra, Beck, Josephine, Geraci, Robin Boyd. And why are we partying? Because tomorrow is my birthday, and I love my birthday. And I am talking to my girls about birthdays, Halloween. Somebody's phone is ringing, but they're not ringing here. Anyway, I'm putting this
the
out.
wrong line.
I'm putting this out here again. We've had 2 callers already that called and sang happy birthday, and they're winning fabulous gifts. So if you call and sing happy birthday, you don't have to sing the whole song. I will send you the most wonderful gift because I love to give back on my birthday. So the number here is 877-864-4869. Let's hear the phone ringing. So, girls, how do we give back? How do you teach your children to give back? It's so important because there's so much going on, and with the holidays coming, there's Christmas stuff out already, which kind of makes me sick. It's too early. But anyway, Robin, you first. How do we give back? How do we teach our kids to give back?
I think there's a lot of opportunities when they are involved with other kids, in that they might say, oh, so-and-so just got a new puppy, or so-and-so just got this big one, big thing, and somebody else might not have that. And I think sometimes putting it in perspective and say, that's really special for that person. What's really special for you? And maybe it's a different thing. And when they realize that different things are special to other people, that's when then they could say, if this isn't as special to you, maybe so-and-so might find it special. For them to be able to sort of look at the things that they have in an objective way, then they can turn around and maybe share their things with somebody else. We have a drive in town. We call it a birthday basket, just to let you know where, from our Girl Scout perspective. And instead of doing it through the holidays, we call it a birthday basket. And the girls have asked to do this year in year after each other, because they will give to a family and they have just a profile of the family. They love doing it because they realize they're helping a child with a certain, profile. Those are the things that they really embrace. So I think once you introduce them to that sharing concept, that somebody else will be really, really happy because of you, that just kind of gives them that philanthropic attitude right from the get-go.
It really does. And when I give a gift, I get a gift, because it makes me just as happy to give. And I just love, you know what, you know me, I bake cookies all the time. I love giving things to people. But anyway, on that note, I think we may have another singer on the line. I think Kelly is on the line. Kelly, are you there?
I am here.
Well, thanks for calling. How are you?
Oh, I'm great.
Do you have children?
I do.
How old are they?
And grandchildren.
And grandchildren, wow.
And my daughter, yes. The grandchildren are 4, 2, and actually I have a daughter that's pregnant with twins right now, due in March. 1 boy and 1 girl.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, are you ready to sing?
Yes.
Okay, you're on.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Yay! Let's all give her an applause.
Good job, Kelly.
Yay!
Thank you so much. You know what, Casey, make sure you get Kelly's information so I can send you something special. Thank you so much for calling, and good luck with everything, and be excited about all your grandchildren.
Thank you.
Take care. You have a nice day. Thanks for calling. Okay, well, you know what? That was great. Anybody else out there? I'm not putting a lock on who gets gifts. You can call. We have plenty of time. We still have another half hour of the show. So if you want to call and sing happy birthday and win a gift, and I know you're not just calling to win the gift. I know you want to sing on air. The number is 877-864-4869. Let's hear the phone ringing. So, Josephine, how do you give back? And your show is paying it forward, so you could probably talk the whole half hour.
Yeah, you know what? I have to tell you, I do love my show, Blythe. You were one of my biggest fans, and I feel blessed to be able to bring on the magnitude of the guests that I'm able to, that I'm honored that they actually give me an hour of their time. I mean, last week, and actually this week's show was with Kathleen King, who is mega successful, and she paid her knowledge forward to so many business owners. So I'm really happy about that. But it's not about me this week, Blythe. It's about you, and I want to wish you a heartfelt happy birthday. I'm so excited. But as far as teaching my children how to pay it forward, I, like Robin, truly believe in the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. They learn so much in those clubs that it's something that is so different from being on a sports team. And a lot of times with our Boy Scouts and our Girl Scouts, we go to the local supermarket and we have empty shopping carts, and we ask people to donate their food. And what happens is we actually take the children to the food bank themselves, and they help stock the shelves. So it's just such a great lesson to the children to see that there are so many people who are really in need of something so basic as food. So
you know, I'm so happy that the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts do not. They're still there, and they're so active. And Robin, I know how active you are in them, because you know you see technology and you see all these things going on, and people don't call and they text, and we just don't have the one-to-one anymore. And I miss it. And it's not that I'm so ancient. You know what? This is why I love doing this, because we're all here, and it's so much fun, and we're just having a good time, and that's what life's about. So, Sandra, how do you give back? You give back so much.
I do. And, you know, it's funny. It's like mine is more of the lazy lifestyle effort, because when we go shopping and the kids, you know, are really squawking about something, a lot of times I'll be like, wow, you got lots of toys at home. Maybe you want to buy one of these toys for a kid who doesn't have one. And then they go, Mom. But the fact of the matter is our kids get way too much stuff today. They get way too much stuff at birthdays and Christmas. And, you know, the thing that, and I'm just going to say it, I hate the idea that you go to a kid's birthday party and you leave the party with a gift. You know, I get given a candy bag or something like that, but some of these, you know, crazy moms are giving gifts to the kids who bring their kids gifts, and then you've got a pile of gifts, and it's not even your birthday. So I'm a big one for being the party pooper, and I'll go and say, look, you know, if your kids have got a lot of stuff for their birthday, maybe you want to siphon some of them off and put them in a bag and ask the kids. I ask my kids, you know, what they don't want or what they don't want to play with, things that can't be regifted or returned, and then we put them in a bag in the closet, and then when it's Toys for Tots time, all that stuff goes to Toys for Tots. And I've got to tell you, I live in a small rural community, and I probably collect 300 toys. I'm not kidding you, 300 brand new toys a year, just from asking other moms to keep the overages from birthday parties and Christmas that their kids aren't going to use or not going to play with. And I tell my kids, like, you know, don't open all the toys right away. Don't open the boxes right away, because then they open them, they're like, oh, well, wasn't that great? And then they throw a $30 toy to the side and never look at it again, because that's what happens when you have an excess of things. So I think that philanthropy for kids has to come like every day day with your lifestyle to see what you're doing. And the moms know now when they come to the birthday parties, when they invite my kids, they leave, they give a little bag of gifts to me on the way out that I can take and store for the year, because we do live in a society of excess when there's children that have none.
Well, you know what? It's so great because we do all need to give back, and we are teaching our children the right way to do things. But we have a special caller on the phone, and his name is Andrew Lipman, and he's related to me. And Andrew, are you on there?
I heard it's your birthday.
Did you really? Don't tell anybody I bribed you to call. No, I didn't really bribe you to call.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom. Happy birthday to you.
Aww. Yay.
Thank you, Andrew.
Wow, he can actually sing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. He's an actor, and he's got a great voice. And do I really need to get you a gift? I mean, you live with me, so.
You are Blythe.
No, he really doesn't live with me. No. Anyway,
I was thinking
Andrew.
of regifting you something in the garage.
I'm sorry, what, Andrew? You live in the garage?
I was thinking of regifting you something from the garage. Is that acceptable?
Okay. Well, thank you. I have lots of things in the garage. Andrew, I will see you later.
Andrew, this is Sandra. I'm single. If you're related to Blythe, I will go out with you.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, after the show, I'll set you up. And then
come on Mom's show and get a date.
And then he can. That's right. Does anybody want a date?
Matchmaker, make me a match.
Okay, new thing. Call 877-864-4869 to get a date with Andrew, but you have to pay. Because we're all women, and that's what we do in this day and age.
You have to pay.
What? Isn't that what women do? I thought that's what we do in this day and age. We have to pay for the date.
Maybe that's why I'm single.
Andrew, thank you for calling. I'll see you in a little bit. Love you. Thank you.
Blythe, I have a quick birthday question for you.
Yes.
It's Josephine. What kind of cake are you having? Are you having like a double chocolate mousse cake with lots of frosting on it?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. But my children and my daughter's married and her husband, they're taking me to the Phoenician for high tea on Sunday. And they give you the most wonderful little finger sandwiches, and you can get all you want. And then they bring you ought to see all the cake they give you. It's an entire plate of little pieces of cake. And then they do bring you the chocolate cake on top of it. And you walk out of there and say, I'm never eating again. Which, of course, we do. I love doing high tea. Once a year.
I love high tea, yeah.
It's so much fun. I think it's the little sandwiches. And for those of you, if you've never been to Arizona, when you come here, first of all, you have to call me and I'll give you the tour. But the Phoenician is a beautiful resort, and you see the mountains, and it's very pretty. So I'm excited. So I guess I'm going to be getting chocolate cake and who knows what else cake. And I'm not making it because I like other people's cake. So we'll be right back.
We'll be right back with more Help My Baby Came Without Instructions. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet. We'll be right back right after these.
Hey kids, do you think you're creative? Do you want to be? Don't have enough time for your arts, crafts, and hobbies? Or do you just need a kick in the pants? Hi, I'm Mark Lipinski, the host of Creative Mojo with Mark Lipinski, right here on TogiNet Radio. Come on and join me every Wednesday afternoon for some creative inspiration and 2 of the fastest fun-filled hours of your week. Hey, need ideas? How about a little motivation and a lot of inspiration? Join the fun on Creative Mojo with me, Mark Lipinski. I'm here live every Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on TogiNet.com. Now what are you waiting for?
It's time to uncover the inspired team leader within you. Overcome the challenges of hidden agendas and miscommunications that create stress and a lack of productivity. project management expert Norm Prevost and connection expert Heather Hansen O'Neill will provide you with a consistent infusion of inspiration and team strategies. In addition, your hosts will invite knowledgeable leaders to inject different viewpoints, situations, and solutions for an all-encompassing perspective on achieving winning team performance. Spend 1 hour each Friday transforming your mindset and increasing your skills. The Inspired Team Leader Show, your path to innovative ideas and action items you can implement today to create a more productive team and feel amazing in your role. The Inspired Team Leader Show, heard every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on ABRN, the All Business Radio Network.
Welcome back to Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet, the hour for all moms with little ones to come for great advice, encouragement, and great ideas for all new parents. Now, back to the show with Blythe Lipman.
Well, welcome back. I am here. We're having my special birthday Halloween show. We're talking about everything with my great guest and wonderful friends, Sandra Beck, Josephine Geraci, and Robin Boyd, who are also hosts at TogiNet.com. And in a minute, they're going to just very quickly tell you what shows they have and what they do. But I just want to tell you, in case we run out of time, about my show next week, because I have a really interesting guest. Her name is Clancy Cash Harrison. She's a registered dietitian, and she wrote this terrific book called Feeding Baby, Simple Approaches to Raising a Healthy Baby and Creating a Lifetime of Nutritious Eating. And it's going to be a great show, and I'll be a year older, so it'll probably be different, but who knows? Anyway, it's going to be a great show, so I'm very excited about all my guests. So, my friends, why don't we go one at a time and very quickly tell my listeners what your shows are and what they're about and when they are. Okay, Sandra? Everybody leave?
Yeah, right. I didn't know who's going first. You don't want to be the rude one on the birthday show going, I'm the big mouth. So we just all sat there quietly waiting
okay, Josephine.
for our turn. See? I'm on Military Mom Talk Radio and Powered Up Talk Radio. We serve to empower women every week on the radio show. So go ahead, Rob.
I was going to echo that. Military Mom Talk Radio is a wonderful resource for all military families, but even more than military families. I think it gives a perspective to the civilian world of some of the things that our military do, the heroes that they all are.
And it's Josephine here, and my show is Paying It Forward with Josephine Geraci, Entrepreneurs Helping Entrepreneurs. The purpose of my show is for me to actually interview successful entrepreneurs who can pay their knowledge forward. So my listeners get to hear every week how successful entrepreneurs have overcome certain challenges within their businesses. They talk about their accomplishments, and I wrap up every show with 5 of their best business tips. So it's chock full of information.
And it's a great show. These shows are so much fun, and I just love doing my show. So thank you for being on my show, all of you. And I'm not sending you away because I have another question. So anybody want to say what the worst birthday gift was you ever received, and if you re-gifted it, if you can admit it?
I'll go.
Okay, Sandra's ready.
I'm chomping at the bit with this one. And this was a guy I dated in my 20s, and he was a professional hockey player for at the time, the Minnesota North Stars, which dates me. And Minnesota North Stars are a hockey team. And we had met when I was a reporter, and he was, a young up-and-coming hockey star. And he had tons of money. Blythe and Josephine and Robin and I thought, I'm going to get a diamond bracelet for Christmas. I'm going to get something just really beautiful and expensive, because he had just signed this huge contract. So get up Christmas morning, go downstairs, all excited, and I'm not kidding you, hockey skates, my own hockey stick. I got a hockey jersey for the Minnesota North Stars, which I still have with his name on it. And that was it. And I'm like, really? He's like, well, you're my biggest fan. I'm like, it's Christmas. I need a bracelet. I need a ring. I need earrings. Anything other than hockey skates.
It's like getting a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah. Or, well, this is even worse because it was totally in service to him. Like, I can't wear this hockey jersey out, with the girls. And I can't exactly sit at a party with hockey skates on. So, yeah, I'm still, 25 years later, a little miffed about that one.
How about you, Robin? Did you ever get a terrible birthday present?
I got to defer back to Josephine and let her go because maybe I'm just a little Pollyanna over here, but I cannot think of anything that I was ever either disappointed with or felt slighted with. So
I'll send you something. Just
okay. You send me a rotten birthday present just so I have something to complain about.
So, Josephine, your turn.
It's hard for me to really think about something, but I guess the biggest surprise I got as a birthday gift was my husband surprising me with a new car. And it wasn't that the car was paid in cash or anything like that. It was just a family decision that should have been made that he thought he was going to surprise me with. So here it was my birthday, and he said, "Oh, I have a surprise for you. It's in the driveway." And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe, I don't know." I was thinking flowers. I was thinking, and I came out to the driveway, and there was a brand new car, and I looked at him, and I was happy, but shell-shocked, and I'm like a little mad because I'm like, how could you pick the car that I'm going to be driving for the next some odd years without me? So not that I was ungrateful, but I think that was a gift that kind of caught me off guard. Is that terrible that I'm saying this?
You know what?
No.
I'll tell you, I think it's funny because I have a friend and her husband did the same thing and she returned it. She returns everything, but she returned the car because she didn't like it.
Yeah, well, I happened to like the car, and it was nice, but that's what my husband does, and he did the same thing with the piano. Like, who goes out and buys a piano without his wife? He was like, well, we were having a big dinner party, and I thought it would be really nice to have piano music, so I went out and got it, and I looked at him and was like, isn't that like a big family decision? But all right, so that's the way my husband likes to surprise me. Not that I'm ungrateful, I'll repeat that. But
we're all great. It's the thought that counts.
Right.
I'll tell you, one of my funny gifts was I got this box. I was with somebody, and he got me these clothes. They were new clothes, and they were in boxes, and it was pants, and it was a shirt, and it was at a store that I would never set foot in ever. Not because I'm a snob, but because I'm a little too old for this particular store that I'm not going to say.
Did you
my
get
daughter,
a skirt?
Yeah, it was close. Anyway, and I didn't know what to say because how do you go, this is great, or do you look at it and go, who do you think I am? Do you really want me to dress like this outside? So it was terrible. I didn't know what to do, and I finally ended up saying, this is really nice thought, but I don't really dress like this. So it was interesting because what do you do? I mean, it is the
private
thought.
Dance?
Yeah, it wasn't a private dance in this stuff. But, it's funny because what do you do? Or even like during the holidays, if you get something and it's not what you expect, and you have to say thank you. I mean, it reminds me when I tell my new moms that get so much advice from everybody, and they tell me, I want to do this with my baby. And people won't stop telling me I'm doing it wrong, I'm doing it right. And I say the same thing, just say thank you. You know what? People are well-meaning. They don't know. And sometimes I think men don't kill me. I think sometimes the men are doing what they think is going to make you happy, but maybe they don't totally think it through. I'm laughing at the piano because I got a piano one year too. I'll tell you my piano story. I got a piano.
I thought I was the only one, Blythe.
No, I got a piano and I hated it because I have a contemporary home. I had one, and it was didn't match. I like matching. I'm contemporary. I like things to blend with the house, and I didn't like it, so I had somebody. What did I do? No, I took it back and I got a black lacquer piano instead of this distressed wood piano that didn't fit. So maybe I'm not nice either. Anyway, That's pretty funny.
Well, no, like one time, Blythe, I had these baby showers for my first kid, and they were in Beverly Hills and Bel Air because that's where I was working at the time. And one of these Euro moms, and I felt so bad because she really took a lot of care in this, but she gave me this little pantsuit for a newborn, and it probably came from Germany or something like that. I think that's where she's from. But I was like, okay, I had this child. I didn't have Austin Powers. It was like, had like, a little ascot and a pantsuit. And she's like, isn't this great? Don't you want to just take his picture in it? And I was like, oh my God, I just need a pair of cushion, buck teeth, and some glasses to outfit the baby. And, what do you do when you get some really horrible gift like that?
You take the picture and then you put it in the box, and then because they have pacifiers now that look like buck teeth, which is pretty funny. So quickly, anybody dressing up for Halloween? We only have a few minutes left.
Well, Blythe, I think I would like to give a baby tip here about dressing up for Halloween real quick. I went to my son's kindergarten Halloween gathering at school, and I made a grave mistake. I did not give my child a heads up that Mommy would appear as Minnie Mouse. And I thought I would surprise him and he would love the idea. Can I tell you, he was so mortified that he is still traumatized 5 years later. He said, Mom, you do not have to come to Halloween, the fall festival on Friday. So that's my final baby tip for everybody. Give your children a warning if you ever think about wearing a costume.
Absolutely. Well, before we say goodbye, because we're going to end in about 2 minutes, I want to give you a couple little gems that I found, and I hear that there's going to be more singing before the end of the show, so I want to tell you these 2 little gems that really struck me. And this concerns you and me and my friends. We all let people into our lives, but we will find really good friends will let us into our own. And that's what you guys mean to me. I'm so happy to be me with you. And as Winnie the Pooh said, I knew when I met you an adventure was going to happen. Boy, do we have an adventure today. So thank you for being on the show. And we have about a minute left. What does everybody want to say?
Happy birthday to Blythe. Happy birthday to you, Blythe. Happy birthday, dear Blythe. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God, we're broadcasting like from the geriatric ward.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful beginning to my birthday. I am going to remember this always, and I'm going to play it over and over so I can hear your beautiful song. Thank you so much. You 3 mean so much to me.
Oh,
and I will talk to you all next week. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Halloween. Be safe. Have fun. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.